Hi, everybody. Well, let's talk about people's names. And how important is it to have your name right when you're booking your cruise? So I get a lot of messages saying, "Oh, my middle name is this, and it's on my passport. Can you please put it on my cruise booking, etc." So let me explain middle names to everybody out there. The travel industry does not really care about your middle names. They are optional for us to enter in as travel agents. So when we're booking our cruise, for say myself, I do have a middle name. I never put my middle name on a booking. It's just one more thing that could be spelt wrong, incorrect, that doesn't need to be there. The only important things on your name is your first and last name. Now, I know they say to have it exactly like your passport, but they're talking about your first and last name. They're not talking so much about your middle name, especially for cruises. Now, if you're talking airlines, airlines can be a little trickier, especially when you're going to foreign countries. That sometimes is a little trickier, but even they usually just go by first and last name on the passport. Yes, it matches, away you go. So that's fine. But you don't want to use your abbreviated name. You don't want to use Dick for Richard, right? You don't want to use Don for Donald. You don't want to do those things on your passport, on your travel vouchers and everything. So that's one thing. Now, one thing that does pop up once in a while is people's names changes. For instance, people get married and they change their last name. And this happened to a couple as a travel agent was complaining about Royal Caribbean wanting to charge them to change their name. Now what happened is they didn't know when they were going to get married, this couple. They booked a cruise well in advance, like you should be doing, and then they ended up making their final payment, and then their marriage was a month later, and then she changed her name. So now she has the wrong last name. She's trying to get this all fixed, and can you please change my last name? It's no longer Smith or Jones. It's Connecticut, whatever the last name is now. And Royal Caribbean says, oh well, for a last name change, it's going to be a $200+ fee. Now, normally for the cruise lines, they'll do this for free. They'll change the name for free if you're one of the main, the main passengers on there. If you're like the second passenger and you're getting rid of the second passenger altogether and you're adding a different second passenger, there may be a fee after final payments for that. But even then, they usually waive that kind of fee, and that's for most cruise lines. However, if you booked airfare as part of a package with the cruise lines, the airlines will charge you to change your name. Whether it's by marriage or anything like, they will charge you a fee. So chances are that's what that $200 and some plus extra charge was. It was for the airline fee package that they had booked through the cruise line. So let's get this straight right off the bat. Most important, first and last names. If your name changes like in this example, what can you possibly do if you don't want to pay that $215? So say, here's what you can do. You just need to bring supporting documents that your name has changed. So for instance, if you got your name changed, now you go get your driver's license to your new name. Well, you bring both identities and you show, this is then, we got married and now my name is this. And they compare it, the same ID, the same picture, everything like that, and that's usually a good enough thing. You can bring your marriage certificate with you, showing that you recently got married. That's proof documentation that your name has changed, and usually that's fine. Usually that's exactly, as long as you have proof of a name change and verify that this is still you and not another person, you're fine. You can get through. It may take a few minutes, but normally you will get through. I've had many people have that happen to me in the past. I tell them what to do. I tell them to bring their marriage certificate and their change of ID, or even something mailed to their house with their new name on it, with their same address on it. Perfect. Those are proof of IDs, proof of documentation. And the better one, of course, is your driver's license and passport. If you can get those changed, you are fine. Bring your old passport, bring your new passport if you still have your old passport. Sometimes they make you give the old passport back, so that can be tricky. But have your old ID with you so you can show this is me now, we just got married. The more documentation you have, the better. But I've never heard of somebody not getting on a cruise because the middle name was wrong. So please don't panic about middle names. So many people, oh, my middle name is only I on the booking. Can you please add this? It's, okay, but it really doesn't matter. The most important is first and last. As long as you have that correct, the right people are going, and it's you and you have the right documentation, you should be absolutely fine going on a cruise. So I sympathize with this travel agent who is trying to do things through the cruise line and just make a change, and they're trying to say, well, no, one of two things, guys. You either have to make a new booking, cancel the old one. By the way, there's a cancellation fee. Yeah, there's just no way around those fees that they want to give you for these certain things. But yeah, all in all, if you have the right documentation and you can prove it's you, there's usually no issues whatsoever. Again, especially those middle names. People get so hung up on the middle names because it's on their passport and they're on their driver's license or something. And the reason cruise lines don't really care about this is some people from some countries, for instance, have so many middle names. It's not unheard of to have 6 or 7 middle names. So even if I wanted to enter the middle name on the website, there's not enough room to enter the middle names. So that's why they're not so important. Now you picture somebody who has 2 middle names and then a hyphenated last name, Dixie Jones, you know what I mean? Because they got married, there's no actual space on the line to put the names in. So it makes it very difficult for people making bookings. So again, first name, last name, proper documentation. It's amazing what proper documentation will do. It makes things so much easier.